Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video here today on the channel. I haven't made one like this in a while, but hopefully you guys do enjoy. This one, as you can probably read by the title, is a reel review on the Shimano Curado DC. I just got this reel for Christmas actually. I haven't really used it. This is more like a first impressions video. I haven't used it on water at least. I've casted it, and I've like felt it out and just seen kind of how it works and functions, I guess. Alright, so as a lot of you guys may know, this is a very high demand reel. The Shimano Curado DC and the Shimano SLX DC are all over the US now. They're the first two reels, I think, to really come into the US from Japan, or at least reels with this technology from Japan, to be sold in like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops and stuff, and even online in the US. So you guys have probably seen on YouTube these DC reels. This is obviously the Curado, but there's also the SLX, Scorpion, Metanium, a bunch of other ones actually now. And they're the ones that make the signature like zing sound when people cast. They're pretty expensive. This one will run you up about 250 bucks. But this and the SLX DC, as I said, are like the two main ones that are available in the US. This is a traditionally Japanese technology, but they're finally bringing it into the US, so it's more readily available. And basically, there's already like Shimano Curados and that stuff, everyone already knows that, but the DC in this is basically digital control. And so there's a digital chip inside this reel. That's the main difference between like this reel and the Curado K. Even though they're the same build, this one has the digital chip, which basically means it's digitally controlled. So when you cast, every 1,000th of a second, the digital control will adjust the spool speed so you don't backlash. So it definitely helps. A lot of people want them. They have a lot of benefits. They don't really have many cons, but they are expensive. I think the main con with this reel, besides the price, is the fact that it doesn't have any other braking besides the DC. So you guys can see here, this is where the DC is. It's just this little wheel and it's got numbers on it. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video or not, but it's got 4 settings and off, I think it is. And those are that's all the control you get. Like this reel, there's magnetic brakes on it and you can just use that dial. But with the DC reels, all the DC reels, at least the SLX and the Curado, I'm for sure of, they only have the digital control, so that's the only braking you get. So if you need more braking or you want more control, then I would not recommend you this reel. Again, the DC kind of balances it out because it's a great braking system, but that's the only one you get. So that's definitely something to consider, and it's not something I knew when I bought the reel. Like the main focus for this reel is actually casting distance. So you can whip this thing as hard as you can. I'll show a clip in a little bit, but you can whip this thing as hard as you can and it won't just explode on you like some other reels would. That's the power of the DC, I guess, is you get that distance because it's really controlled and locked in because of that digital chip. Another signature thing about these DC reels is the sound they make. They make that's a really nice sound actually. It's a nice whine that these reels make. I'll put a clip of that in there right now for you guys. I think it's safe to say that a lot of people fishing right now, you guys can probably see it on your own. Outside is a lot of beginners because of COVID. A lot of people are picking up fishing, which is great. A lot of people like fishing, but I wanted to say this now. This reel, I would not get this if you're a beginner. It's a $250 reel. It's a big investment. You don't need this at all. I'm going to be comparing this reel now, the Curado DC, to another very popular budget reel, like a reel that is like great for the price, which is the Silver Max. This is a very popular, budget-friendly reel. I got this in a combo about, I think 6 years ago now. I've been using it. You guys can see it is beat up, it is used. I've used it for about 6 years straight. It's my very first bait casting reel, and it's just a cheap I think it was an $80 combo, and you get this reel. And it's a nice reel. A lot of people use these when they're just getting started, especially just getting started in bait casters. I would definitely start with a spinning combo. But this reel it's great for the price. It's lasted me 6 years. Just now, my 6th year of owning it is when I've had my real first flaw, and I've never cleaned this thing once. So they're nice, they're great for the price. I would definitely recommend you towards this end of reels compared to the Curado if you're getting into fishing, unless you really have the money to spend. But this reel is definitely a nice reel for the price, and I would highly recommend it to anyone just getting into bait casters. So a lot of people say you really don't need the digital chip, and in a couple ways I agree. I think if you have the money, it's definitely worth it. I would not get this if you're just starting fishing right now. I would not get this if you already have a bunch of other reels that work just fine and you're fine with. But if you're looking for something new and something to really upgrade, I would definitely consider a DC reel. There's the SLX again and the Curado DC. The SLX DC will run you about $189, I think, is its price. This is about $250 for the Curado DC. Is it really worth it? I think so. The control is nice. You can really, your casting distance is really improved on this, and you can skip docks very, very easily with this, which is a great technique for bass fishing that I love to do. So that's going to be the main thing I use this for, is skipping docks with a bait caster then. And then a lot of people try and compare the Curado DC and the SLX DC, and basically they're pretty much the same thing. The SLX DC is a little bit cheaper, but I believe the main difference, besides just the color and the build of these two reels, is just the Shimano SLX is slightly less powerful internals compared to this. Not the DC, just the actual gears and stuff. I think the Curado has slightly improved ones, but other than that, they're basically the same reel, so a lot of it is up to you. I just went with the Curado. Yeah, hopefully you guys did end up enjoying the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below. Also, consider subscribing if you're new. 70% of you guys are not subscribed. So go subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And see you guys all later. Peace out.